the heart of this nation, under skies so blue,
there's a spirit that's stirring, values strong and true.
from the mountains to the prairies, from the cities to the sea, we stand for liberty, for faith and family. We're diving deep into the heart of what we believe.
Okay, let's unpack this. We've got a significant and truly fast-moving international development unfolding right now. It's definitely something you need to be across. We're diving deep into a major announcement concerning a ceasefire between Iran and Israel. Our source material for this deep dive, just so you know, is a breaking news report. It's from RedState, published just this Monday, June 23rd, 2025, and it details a very, very recent statement from President Trump.
Right. And our mission, as always, is really to cut through the noise here. We want to give you the essential details of what was announced, the immediate context around it, and maybe most importantly, what it actually implies for, the global stage.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is for you to get a quick but thorough understanding. Maybe have a few aha moments about why this whole thing matters.
All right, let's get right into the heart of it then. President Trump, well, he made quite the splash with his announcement on Monday, June 23rd. He put it out specifically through a post on Truth Social. And he used some incredibly precise language. He stated that a complete and total ceasefire has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran. I mean, when you hear a statement that bold about a conflict like this, what immediately jumps out at you?
Breathtaking is probably the word, yeah. And what's crucial for context here, I think, is that this statement, at least from President Trump's perspective, follows what he called the successful completion of the U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities.
Yeah.
So that raises a really critical point for us to think about. Such a rapid, definitive ceasefire announced so quickly after military action, it suggests a very specific, maybe even orchestrated sequence of events, like it was designed to achieve an immediate, decisive outcome. It's an unusual speed for international diplomacy, almost unheard of, really, to go from military strikes to a full ceasefire announcement in, well, what seems like just a matter of hours.
Yeah, that context is incredibly important. Okay, so let's zoom in on the actual mechanics and the timeline President Trump detailed for this ceasefire, because it's quite precise. He said it was expected to start approximately 6 hours from when he made the announcement. That's apparently when Israel and Iran were supposed to have finished their in progress final missions, whatever those might be. The ceasefire itself was initially set for 12 hours, after which, and this is a direct quote, the war will be considered ended. That's all caps, ended. He also explained a kind of staggered start. Iran officially begins the ceasefire first, and then Israel follows upon the 12th hour. And the official end to the 12-day war, another specific label is slated for upon the 24th hour. I mean, that's a dizzying, incredibly rapid timeline. What's the significance of laying out such specific, almost minute-by-minute details in a public statement about ending a war?
It is fascinating, isn't it? That sheer specificity. Well, it suggests an incredibly tight, almost predetermined plan. And within that, compressed time frame, what's also explicitly mentioned is this mutual expectation that during the ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful. Now, that's not just standard diplomatic language, I don't think. In such a rapidly brokered deal, putting the emphasis publicly on mutual respect and peaceful conduct, it kind of underlines the fragility of the moment and maybe the high stakes involved in making sure both sides comply for such a brief, decisive period.
Right. And in his statement, President Trump didn't hold back on the congratulations either. He actually praised both Israel and Iran, said they demonstrated stamina, courage, and intelligence to end the conflict. It's pretty striking, isn't it, to see that kind of praise for both sides of a conflict so soon after significant military action. What does that signal, do you think?
Well, it signals a narrative, doesn't it? One that aims for complete closure, complete success. By praising both sides, the administration seems to be framing this as a mutually beneficial outcome, almost like a shared victory in stopping a potential catastrophe. It emphasizes the intelligence, his word, of ending it quickly, reinforcing the idea that this conflict didn't need to spiral.
And his perspective on the significance of it all was equally strong. He stated this was a war that, and I'm quoting again, could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will. Very definitive.
Yeah, and this really brings us to the broader strategic picture, I think. We can't forget President Trump's earlier social media post, the one from Sunday night.
Right.
In that one, he was celebrating what he described as the success of the attack on Iran's nuclear ambitions. And he stated that the U.S. had taken out the Islamic State's key enrichment facilities. Now, That reference to the Islamic State in the context of Iran's nuclear facilities is interesting in itself, but sticking to the sequence. If we connect these events, the strikes he announced, followed by this almost immediate ceasefire announcement, it clearly shapes the narrative the administration wants to present. It's a narrative of swift, decisive military action leading directly, immediately to peace. It presents a very, very specific model for how to resolve conflict.
A very specific model indeed. And he then concluded his statement with a really broad, almost sweeping sentiment, saying, God bless Israel, God bless Iran, God bless the Middle East, God bless the United States of America, and God bless the world.
So, okay, what does all of this mean for you, listening in? As you consider the implications of such a swift resolution announced so publicly, especially one given this label, the 12-day war, it really highlights maybe a potential new frontier in how global diplomacy works, or how it's presented anyway. You know, when these huge announcements about war and peace are made directly on social media platforms, kind of bypassing the traditional, quieter diplomatic back channels, well, it says a lot. It speaks volumes about wanting immediate impact, maybe, and definitely wanting to control the narrative from the get-go.
It certainly makes you think beyond just the immediate news cycle, doesn't it? How might this whole concept of conflict, having such a defined, rapidly concluded start and end, described just like this, how might that reshape future expectations? Expectations for international engagement, for the role of leadership in brokering peace deals. It's something truly worth pondering as these events continue to unfold.
In the heart of this nation, under skies so blue, there's a spirit that's stirring, values strong and true. From the mountains to the prairies, from the cities to the sea, we stand for liberty